Hello. Do you know that every human being gravitates between two powerful forces? And did you also know that these forces are within you and they are constantly trying to pull you towards two distinctly different business outcomes? You see, in this video, I want to help you understand these forces and to show you what to do with each of them. And I urge you to not miss any part of this video. I am Dr. Victor Igwe and I am delighted to have your audience today. And please feel free to support this channel simply by subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. Now, let's get going. To give you a good perspective of the concept of these two forces, I would like to read a short and interesting story from the book of Genesis 25 from verse 22 to 34, and I would like for you to pay attention. So it says, the babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." Skip all the way to 27. It said, the boys grew, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home among the tents. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Once, when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country famished. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of the raised stew. I am famished." Jacob replied, "First sell me your birthright." He said, "Look, I'm about to die. What good is the birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate, drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. Now let us unpack the story so we can draw out the life and business lessons in it. Number one, you read it. Two nations are in your womb. And I'm sure that some of our men may be asking themselves questions, but I don't have a womb. But guess what? You have got a womb. Why, you may ask? You see, a womb is a conducive environment for the conception and nurturing until birth. So you see, what womb is to a baby is what your heart, your mind, and your head is to your business ideas. So ideas are conceived and nurtured in the mind. So you see, two nations are in your womb. Of course, we know that in nations, among other things, they are characterized based on their systems, their cultures, and their beliefs. And like my pastor will always put it, two systems are in your womb. Two cultures are in your womb. Two beliefs are in you. Two ideologies are in your womb, in your head, in your mind, and in your heart. So what are these nations? Simply put, they are Esau and Jacob. You see, it's true told us that Esau was a hunter. In other words, he hunts, he kills, and eats. So basically, he ran a consumption economy. Jacob, on the other hand, was a shepherd. He nurtures and grows his flocks. So basically, he ran a production economy. You see, we all have these tendencies in each of us. That is the consumer ideology and the producer ideology. So you see, the consumption culture is that thing on the inside that wants you to have whatever you want, whenever you want it. It is that impulse to satisfy every urge and every appetite, regardless of the impact that it may have on your future and on your well-being. Now, there's nothing wrong with consumption, but it becomes a big problem when when consumption goes without checks and boundaries. It becomes a big issue when consumption leaves your profits and begins to dive deep into your capital. So Esau was that type of system that believed in hunt, in killing, and eating love. So he eats it all. Don't forget that he was a skillful hunter. But he was an illiterate when it comes to management. And why do I say so? You see, he could have been processing some of his games for sale to his father's associates as customer base. And don't forget that his father loved his meat. He could also have saved up some of the games or saved up some of the monies from selling them to customers and saved them for the rainy days. But he didn't do any of these things. Instead, he ate it up. So just because you have skills and potential does not guarantee success. It takes more than that. It takes financial discipline to be successful. Nigeria, for instance, is a nation with enormous potentials, and some of which include over 188 trillion cubic tons of gas reserve. But she is a consumption economy, and you can see where she is today. And the same is the case for many other nations around the world. But on the other hand, we see that Jacob was a representation of a producer economy, an economy that produces more than it consumes. You see, this ideology believes in growing and nurturing than it is in killing and eating. We can see that a producer economy will always have more than her needs, and that is surplus balance sheet. Unlike the consumer economy, which always needs more than it has, and that is a deficit balance sheet. You see, when you look at these two systems, you will see, you will observe that Esau was the one who came back one day greatly hungry and almost dying of hunger. See, if you go about spending more than your income, you will definitely end up in this kind of situation. And that is a situation of great needs. Great needs will always put you in desperate situations. And guess what? Desperate situations, when you are in it, you are bound to make bad business deals. But we see that Jacob is a system that has more than he needs. And so he can identify good opportunities and invest his resources into them. And guess what? This helps him even to grow his money bigger and bigger. Now, for starters, I will recommend for you the 50-30-20 principle. And that is to enable you begin your navigation from consumption to production. What does this mean? It simply means that 50% of your income should go strictly to your needs. And your needs are those things that are very essential. And of course, this also means that 30% of your income should go to those things that are merely wants. Those things you can do without. While finally 20% is expected to go towards your savings for future investments. But you see, a lot of people actually switch the last two by sending 30% of their income to their savings while spending 20% on their wants. That way, they have more money for savings and investment. But you see, the difference between poor, average, and very wealthy men is that poor men eat up or spend all their incomes. Average men, on the other hand, invest just a part of their income, while very wealthy men invest almost all the part of their income. So you see, the next time you have that urge to buy that thing, to spend that money, to fund that want, or to flow with that vogue in the society, please, I need you to remember that two nations are in your womb. And the nation that you feed today will definitely define the type of tomorrow that you will have. See, in the next video, I want us to look at the leadership lessons from this story, and we will try to draw principles that will help us in our leadership. Thank you so much for watching, but please do remember to like, to subscribe, and to share this video, and I will see you in the next video. Check out other videos in this channel. Just hit the button and subscribe.
Money, leadership, and man. Money, leadership,